humans of the internet. Welcome to this level 15 interview with Jacqui, who plays Murmur, and who has just hit level 15. Woo! Very exciting. So we're just gonna talk a little bit about you and your experience with the Horde and Murmur, and try and get some secrets about her, and just have a bit of a chat. So, I guess let's start with you, Jacqui. How did you find the Horde? How did you end up in this crazy community of craziness?
I first found you about 2.5 years ago, because I've been doing the critter gifting for two. This is my third year, just coming up this year.
Yeah.
So I found that, and then obviously you put an advert onto the critter gifting that you were looking to start the Horde up, and I was currently a bit low on games. I was like, it's going to be it's going to be an occasional thing. That'd be fine. And it's completely taken over our life, like it has with everybody.
Familiar, because that's pretty much how I felt. I was like, it'll be just a game here and there. No, it is now our life. Okay. Well, let's talk about that. The Horde and how it has taken over your life. What? Tell me a bit about what that experience is like for you as a player, I guess.
We obviously, in our house, we get double barrel.
Yep.
Because I've managed to bribe my other half, who was beforehand and always DM, into playing.
Yep.
So we get double barrel, twice the adventures.
Yeah. Twice the drama.
Twice the drama, particularly drama with his characters. Murmur is a little bit more contained for the most part. She's had a couple of little wobbles, but
we're gonna get to that.
Yeah. She's had a couple of wobbles, but she's a bit more contained. But yeah, it is pretty much all we do.
Great. I love it. So obviously the format of the Horde as a game is different to your standard D&D campaign. It's the original concept was that it was going to be a series of one-shots, because I like one-shots.
Yeah.
I'm a short story writer. That's the way I like to tell a story. And then this frame story kind of took over.
Yeah, we decided otherwise. We're like, no, we want this all the time.
Yeah.
We'll do your bit. Yeah, but we're having our bit over here. Okay, we're running away with your thing.
Yeah, a little bit. So I've had to fill in lore as we went. I've like been jabbing it into the holes, because originally I was just like, there's this big powerful person and she has a guild. Let's make some one shots. And then I had to figure out exactly what her motives were and all that stuff. I guess my question was going to be, what is it like playing a game where you're dipping in and out like that, in terms of the actual gameplay, like the actual games?
In terms of the actual games, I actually quite like it, because particularly in the early days when it was still very much more like that, because I again didn't have to have so much going on in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Now I've got to try and keep an eye on exactly where everybody is at every moment.
Yeah. I've started dreaming about it, so that's happened. The last 2 nights I've had Horde dreams. So it really is.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Murmur. Tell me a bit about how Murmur ended up here, because she's quite reserved. We don't see a lot of what happens inside of Murmur's head.
No, she doesn't let much out at all.
So how did she end up in the Horde? Let's start there.
She grew up under, well, her family come from a certain well loved area. She she grew up under Keyleth. A little sneak preview. Her father was actually again one of the fighters, one of the guards, similar to how EXU's Aurum was, but he's now no longer with us, which is how she knows how to do the trick with the flying, which she showed during one of the trips out. She knows how to do it because that's where she grew up.
Right.
Her mother didn't want her growing up in such a small area, so took her to the nearest city, took her to Stilburn. Which I still don't get why somewhere as seedy as that you're going to take a child to raise them, but that was her mother's choice.
Streetwise.
Yeah.
It's funny, because Murmur's not that streetwise.
No, she's really not. Best intentions did not work.
No.
Bless. She sees what's going on. She just doesn't put the puzzle together correctly.
Yeah. Which I kind of love. I love that she has such ridiculously high perception. But
she just can't
doesn't know what to do with it.
Nope.
It's great.
Oh, that person's being chased by something. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Karnan outside of Colness's hut? I wonder what he's doing there. Oh well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that looks like a really shady thing to be doing right now. Hi.
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, she's not always the brightest, which actually is quite fun because in some of my other games I play characters who either are quite smart or think they're smart.
Right.
So it's nice having the other side of the coin.
Yeah, it's simple. So Murmur is a paladin.
She is, well, majority paladin.
But it has never come up in game who Murmur's god or paladin patron is. Would you like to spill those beans, please?
Officially, she doesn't actually worship anyone. She has started to, particularly of recent, spend more time at the Stone Circle doing prayers.
Yeah.
She's starting to realise that maybe there is more to this paladin thing.
Yeah.
That's going on.
Yeah.
But basically, it started out that her ability came from just her bullheadedness. The fact that she wasn't originally quite from this world. She is extra. She is Air Genasi. She is extra.
Yeah.
Therefore, she is better. Which is why she's oath of the ancients.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So it literally is that she just kind of worships herself.
Yeah, she worships herself. She's now starting to realise actually there's a bit more to this, particularly now how others have started turning around and choosing gods.
Yeah. Does she have someone in mind? Or is it just a generalized kind of, maybe there's someone out there?
Maybe there's someone out there who could help her. She still doesn't know. As I said, this may be something she comes up to looking into with my own personal life coming up and having to take a bit of a step back from the Horde.
Yeah. Cool. That's interesting and makes me want to pull some DM strings. Not gonna lie. All right. Let's talk about Murmur's giants. Murmur has a thing about giants and large dumb men.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, not always large dumb men, because she did briefly have a thing for Colnass.
True. So very large and very small. That appears to be Murmur's type.
Nothing in the middle.
No. Is it because the relationship with Bjorn, who's the giant you brought back from the Frost Giant place, is almost maternal? Like it's and it's the same with Ursa. It's like, well, you're clearly stupid and going to get yourself into trouble, so I'm going to try to help you. Like that seems to be is that accurate? That's the impression I got.
With Ursa, yes, it is very maternal.
Yeah.
She realizes that if we left him on his own for more than 30 seconds, he is going to wreck the joint.
Yes.
Particularly after the incident where trying to avoid the tea stand, he then
Yes.
sat on it instead.
Indeed.
It's just like, no, we leave you on your own. You are going to wreck the place. And while, yes, the magic does fix everything overnight, I can't be bothered with this drama.
Yeah. Okay.
With Bjorn, it's awkward. She does really care for him.
Mm-hmm.
She just finds the height difference a bit too much at times.
For those who don't know, Bjorn is a frost giant that Murmur picked up in Artor's home and brought back.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's been known to, on a couple of occasions now, be referred to herself to be more of a child in comparison because of their height difference.
Yes. So Murmur's had a few situations where she has shown interest in someone, and someone a bit more, what's the word I want? Outgoing, forceful, has swooped in.
Yeah, that's happened a couple of times now.
How does she feel about that?
Well, it became a bit infamous the first time this happened.
Yes.
Where she lost out to eclipses.
Mm-hmm.
Completely destroyed everything in sight.
Yes.
She has learnt to control herself a little better since then. And actually, particularly then referring back to her most recent game with the Talanta's Heart, actually managed to use it for a bit of self-reflection and gone, yeah, okay, I was a bit of an ass back then.
It was interesting because it was such a low, like there was no combat. It was all very RP. But it seems to have, and I'm glad because I wanted to tell a particular story and I wanted it to hit particular emotional notes, and it seems to have actually done that, which makes me very happy as a storyteller. But yeah, it seems like people have taken it to heart, which is kind of great.
Yeah, and then obviously she's not very good at expressing herself. She is very, very introverted, and she does have feelings for a few people. She doesn't always realise she's got them either, as well, to the joys of the lack of her own insight.
Yeah. Bless.
But then she's just, okay, I'm over here. Okay, I'll just go sit in the corner then.
Oh, Murmur. She's so sweet.
She doesn't want to disturb anyone, and she just wants people to be happy and to look after them.
Yeah.
Even if it's at her own detriment sometimes.
Yeah. Which is problematic. So because she's quite like introverted and reserved, I guess, we don't always know what's going on in terms of what she thinks of things. So I'm curious as to what she thinks of the lady and what has happened in the Horde so far, and some of the information how much of that information is Murmur privy to? Does Murmur know who the lady is?
Nope, she doesn't know who the lady is.
Okay.
She doesn't even actually know that there's a spy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep.
That is how little her level of knowledge is.
Okay.
She knows very little.
All right. So what does she think? What does she think of this strangely powerful woman who sends you off on these missions?
This is quite fun because I have to remember that not to meta constantly now.
Yep.
Particularly as we'll get there in further time, my partner is far more involved with some storylines than others.
Yep. So what is her?
But her view is basically she loves the lady. She picked her up at a time where she didn't know what was going on. Because she'd only recently had a military discharge.
Mm-hmm.
And this was basically her joining the Horde was her first attempt at mercenary work.
Right. Oh, wow, it's such a cushy mercenary job.
I know, she loves this. She's like, when the others talk about doing mercenary work, she's just like, but this is fine.
So this is why she has some affinity to Ardbeg, because you both have that military.
Yeah, Miss White has an affinity to Ardbeg and Garen because.
And Garen, yeah.
Again, the three of us are the rejects from the military force.
Bless. Well, that brings us nicely into the next question, which is, what do you think of your fellow Horde members? Is there anyone you're particularly fond of? Anyone you particularly dislike? Not you, Jacqui, Murmur.
Murmur doesn't actually dislike anybody. She's a little wary of Bumba, Elena, and Eclipsis.
Mm-hmm. Understandably, to be fair.
Yeah,
because they're all a bit.
Yeah, they're over the other side, and they're very dark and scary. And obviously, Murmur was privy and there on a few missions when Bumba and Elena were really at each other's throats.
Yep.
So she's seen like both sides of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at one point she did threaten to make a turtle shell decoration for her weapon from Bumba. But for the most part, there's no one that she dislikes. She's wary. She is rightly so wary of people who are very powerful.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
She had a little bit of that caution when it came to Hela, but after the trip to Artor's family, she's realised actually Hela isn't actually all that bad.
She's scary, but
she's scary and keeps to herself. But she's
Yeah. She would hate for you to say that. She'd be like, "I am not good-hearted. Fuck you." But she is really.
Yeah. Including one point where we actually figured out for the humour that Murmur was trying to sort out her cloak, and then we realised the height difference of Murmur only being 5.5 foot and Hela being 8 foot.
Yeah.
Like, can you just come down a bit to my height? I'll sort this out for you.
Yeah.
But no, she doesn't dislike anyone. She likes most people she meets. She is very trusting. She has a very obvious soft spot for Bruvial. Again, with her awkwardness and her introvert, there have been multiple points where Brew has been swiped away from her when she's tried to talk.
Yeah.
And she's again goes like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna go back to my corner." Okay.
Oh,
but she has, particularly of recent, the last week or so, actually been able to open up to Brew about it a bit more.
Yeah.
It may have taken a bit of forceful shoving by some of the others.
Yeah.
But she's got there eventually.
Is there someone that Murmur, like, if the shit hit the fan, who would Murmur want at her side? Like, who does she really trust and kind of, I guess, who would she want there?
Depending on the circumstance, if it was pure combat, then she would want someone like Eclipsis. She, as much as she is a little bit fearful of her, she respects her power.
She's good in a fight. There's no.
She is good in a fight. At the end of the day, that part of her brain that goes, "No, I need to get out of this."
Yep.
Goes, "No, that's a good person to have next to me. I don't." That's why she's a little cautious, because she doesn't want to piss her off.
Yep. Yep. It's funny because Eclipsis is actually much softer than everybody thinks she is, which is quite lovely. Yeah, but
most of the rest of the time it would be Zinkala, Morwyn, Naya.
Yeah. Everybody says those people.
Yeah, she loves them dearly.
Yeah. Cool. Does Murmur have any I guess, deeper motives or anything she wants to get out of this experience? Um, anything she's hoping to achieve through um, this guild that she has joined?
Um, not at first. Not because, as I said, she first joined here thinking this was going to be her first attempt at mercenary work. Has managed to somehow hit the big leagues and
Yeah.
land a very cushy job for her first time. She is obviously now starting to work out there's a bit more to what's going on around her. She trying not to be quite as naive as she kind of thought things to be. She's always been very candy coated world that
Yeah.
people just go around helping each other. That's what that's what everyone does.
It's so innocent.
She is
Kind of lovely.
It's lovely. It's the thing. It's the complete opposites, the duality of her, where she's ex-military. She knows people aren't that nice.
Yeah.
But she still firmly believes that this world is very candy coated and everyone helps each other. But no, so she's starting to look into it more. She's starting to look into what's going on around her a little bit more, and particularly now that she's realizing, wait a minute, it's 5 jobs, and then I've got to figure out what I'm doing with myself.
Yep. She's getting to the end of that contract.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have any like
no, there's no burning desires at the moment.
No. Okay. Do you, Jacqui, have a favorite Horde moment so far? Something that has happened either in a game or in the chat, because I know a lot of the big stuff has happened in the chat. Like a moment where you were like, man, this is awesome.
I have new favorite moments near enough every day.
Anything that sticks out in your head?
I mean, even now, laughing about it, her first mission, yeah, okay, I can speak with animals, ends up talking to a fish. Not a very intelligent.
I'd totally forgotten that even happened.
Yeah. Trying to get directions off a fish is not, again, not the smartest thing to try and do, but
Speak with animals is one of my favorite spells because it allows me as a DM to be like, really? You're going to ask a cow for information? What do you think a cow's going to know? Like, it's great. I love it.
Yeah,
everybody always tries it and it never works because the animals are not that smart.
Yep, apparently guppies do not know what pirate ships are. And she learned that on the hard way.
It was great. Oh, that's cool. Do you have a favorite mission that you have been on that has been particularly awesome for you? You can answer this as Jacqui or as Murmur.
As Jacqui, probably the druids.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because it's been the only mission that I've been able to do with my partner due to our level difference.
Yep. Cool. All right. Yep.
We just managed to scoot in at either end of the bracket. So it's like, no, I'm doing this one.
Yep. All right. Cool. Yeah. And as Murmur? What's Murmur's favorite so far?
The elementals.
Oh, okay. Is that because of her Air Genasi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was quite a fun one.
Particularly, it was also the irony of the 4 vials, and the one she picked up was the air vial.
Yeah. Cool. Sweet. Is there anything? I realize that your participation going into the future is going to be somewhat limited by your personal circumstance, since you're growing a level 1 human. But is there anything coming up that you are particularly looking forward to? I think you only have 1 more scheduled. Is that correct, or 2 more scheduled?
2 scheduled.
2 more scheduled.
Well, Yeah, it's potentially 2, depending on what another group can manage.
Right.
So no, I don't. I said, depending on what happens with those 2, I'm interested to see what else comes up. As I said, I'm going to be taking a small step away as a player for a little, due to
Yeah.
only being a few months off now.
Yeah.
But and maybe there for a little bit of RP, but for the most part, she's going to be squirreling herself away.
Yeah, understandably. Which is fine, because you can just come back whenever you're ready. Like,
yeah,
like it's not.
I mean, as the lady says, they're to be done in our own time. So
yeah, exactly, and that was the whole concept behind the Horde originally, was that people could step in and out as life allowed. So
obviously, with all the storytelling that's come along with Melida,
yep,
she is interested in what's going on there. She wants to help people. She is very upset that things happened when she wasn't around that people got hurt with.
Mm-hmm. So that level 20 mission, the Chaos and Ruin one, potentially. Yep.
Potentially, she's got her eye on it.
Yep. Cool. Well, we have to get 12 people to level 20 before we can even do that mission, because it has to be done second. So the first level 20 mission has to happen first, and you can't have the same people doing both. So 6 for that one, 6 for this one. So
Again, it gives me the time to sort things out as well.
Yeah, it's not going to be for a while, but yeah. Is there anything you would like to see us do that we have not done? I try quite hard to cover a lot of different things, but sometimes there are gaps. Is there anything that
no, actually, I'm quite happy with most things that are done. Because obviously, I understand. Obviously, this is spiraled a lot quicker and far bigger than anyone could have imagined.
Yeah. But in terms of like missions to places, there's not somewhere we haven't been that you're like, man, I wish we could go there.
Not as yet, but she may find something and bring it up in the future.
Fair enough. All right. Is there anything about Murmur that we don't know that you feel the need to impart? Does she have any deep, dark secrets? She doesn't seem like the type to have deep, dark secrets, to be honest.
She doesn't have much in the way of secrets. She does have a family name that she just doesn't use. It's part of her agreement she came up with her mother when she first left.
Okay. That is interesting. Is that because her mother doesn't want, like, why? Why does she not use it?
To keep her safe.
Her Murmur or her mother?
Her mother.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't want people to find out who she is and then come after her as a result of it. She is that much of a softie that she will do all sorts to protect people.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So if you want to get to Murmur, you go after her mum. That's what I'm taking away from this conversation.
Yeah. Just go after anyone she cares about and you will tend to see the other side of her.
Yeah, I've already noticed that. I'm like, I'm going to just send this NPC away. Oh shit, everyone's mad. Anyway, all right. I don't really have any more questions unless you have something else you would like to tell us about.
No, nothing else immediately comes to mind. But thank you for this.
You're welcome. It's such a joy to do, and it's so much more than I thought it was going to be when we came up with it. I was like, I guess we'll play some D&D every couple of weeks. Not this thing's going to take over my life. I'm going to wake up in the morning to summons, which is what happened today. All right. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this. And for dragging Rex into this as well, because you're both
Yep,
such joys in the community. Um,
yeah, yeah. A lot of things wouldn't exist without one or both of us.
yeah, exactly. I am probably never going to get over what this thing has become. It's insane and awesome. Um, and yeah, I'm grateful to you for being a part of it. So thank you very much.
Thank you for
Um,
letting us join.
no, it's amazing. It would be nothing without the people, right? Like I couldn't do this by myself. So
I mean,
cool.
there'd be a lot of talking to yourself, and that wouldn't be as fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I do that. I do talk to myself, but don't we all, right? We all do that, right? Anyway, um, uh, what is your next game? Do you remember? Because I don't. Is it the unicorn? Are you on the unicorn one?
No, I'm not on the unicorn. Was on the Kraken, but obviously that's been moved.
I think there's one in between the Kraken now.
So her next one is Fibber the Void in
Oh,
January.
Fibbit the Void. Little bit of necromancy.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, in that case, this interview will drop just before that game. So if people are watching this, go and watch that game because it's going to happen very soon. This is a message from past Jax to future
yeah.
you.
Go, go.
Um, and I can't wait to see what happens to Murmur over the next 5 missions that she plays, however long that takes to happen. And also, as you know, everybody in the Horde is rooting for you and your new Sproglet. And basically, said child is going to have a million fantasy aunts and uncles.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, definitely.
so that'll be great.
I
So
mean,
best of
my
luck
own
with that.
one kind of knows people by character names
Yeah,
already.
yeah. Yeah, and thanks for being part of this. Thank you everyone who's watching for also being
Thank
part of this.
you.
We love you for watching and being interested in this crazy story that we're telling. And we will see you soon. Have a beautiful whatever time of day it is, wherever you are when you're watching this.